So as many of you know, I'm a big fan of Garmin devices, but with the Apple Watch Series 3 being announced this week, I have to say it does have me thinking. I've never really had an Apple Watch on my radar because it was definitely more of a smartwatch and less of a serious activity tracker, but with this latest release, it definitely has caught my attention. Okay, so I love my Garmin, I love my iPhone, but unfortunately it's not a completely seamless experience between the two. Garmin doesn't make its own phones, and it's not their business to, so I don't hold anything against them for that. They do what they do, and they do it pretty darn well. But with the Series 3 Apple Watch, a couple things really stood out to me. First of all is going to be the pricing. Starting at just $329 for the GPS non-cellular model, I think this is really going to give a lot of the mid-range activity trackers a run for their money. But the thing that actually really stood out to me was that it was only $399 for the GPS and cellular aluminum model, which I was expecting to be north of $500. So the addition of cellular is definitely great, but it's actually not the phone calls or the text messages that I'm actually excited about, which is arguably extremely convenient, no doubt about that. It's more about the other things that you can do while being connected. The biggest thing for me is that you're going to get full-blown mapping without having to download maps that could be eating up some of that storage that could be used for other third-party apps. And arguably, the mapping on the Apple Watch is going to be pretty darn good with Apple's dedication to a smooth user interface. But it also has Find My Friends, which will now work without having to pair your phone like you have to do with Garmin's Live Track and Group Track. Siri will also now work without having to pair it with your phone for dictation, which is pretty much mandatory for actual text messages. And then you also get streaming music without your phone, but with an Apple Music subscription. I'm unsure if you can actually load onboard music to the device, but I'm doubting it since they obviously want you to get an Apple Music subscription. Sure, that kind of sucks, but with 40 million songs available on Apple Music, that's pretty cool. I was never really a fan of managing music on my old iPods or even my iPhone, so for me, this works and there's no complaints. I don't think adding the $10 Apple Music subscription cost is really fair just because you already may have a Spotify account and they have very similar pricing models. Hopefully Spotify will have an app for streaming, which leads into my next point, which is third-party apps will now be able to take advantage of that cellular connection. Spotify is definitely one big example, but another is Strava, which could have Strava Live segments. And there's some other notable features that's definitely going to put it in line with some other activity trackers in this price range, as well as some higher-end models. There's going to be the barometric altimeter, there's going to be open water swimming, which is actually not available on some of the mid-range models. And last but certainly not least, there's going to be gym equipment connectivity with compatible equipment from Life Fitness, Cybex, Schwinn, Star Trek, Stairmaster, and Technogym. So if your gym does have these connected pieces of equipment, it would definitely drastically increase the accuracy of the data collected inside the gym. So now into the negatives. First is going to be the questionable looks. It's definitely not a bad looking device, but it's certainly not a Phoenix. And then there's going to be the battery life. There's only going to be 18 hours in LTE mode and then 3 to 4 days in smartwatch mode, and I'm unsure of the battery life in GPS mode. The only time I actually take off my Phoenix is for charging, so this is still a big reason why I love my Garmin's. Although the Apple Watch is surprisingly durable, at least from the videos I've seen on it, I do rely on the worry-free durability of the 5X and the 3HR before it, neither of which have ever let me down. I'm still going to be using my Garmin's. I love my Phoenixes and I love my Edges, so I'm definitely not jumping ship anytime soon. But as an everyday wearable, well, we'll just have to see when I actually get the Series 3 in hand. Thoughts? Should I even get one? Did you just unsubscribe? Again, would love to hear your opinion in the comments section below. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.